Welcome to this Masterclass Explainer. Think of me as your senior consultant today, because we're taking a leap. We're moving out of high-level AI theory and diving straight into practical Monday morning recruiting strategies. Look, if you're an HR pro or a recruiter, you already know AI is completely rewiring our workflows. But we're not here to chat about abstract concepts. We're here to calibrate your judgment, fine-tune your systems, and make absolutely sure that the tools you're using are actively making your hiring fairer, not just faster. Here is our roadmap for today's session. 1. The amplification of bias. 2. 3 principles for fairness. 3. Avoiding implementation anti-patterns. 4. Overcoming everyday recruiting barriers. And 5. Building sustainable hiring systems. All right, part 1, the amplification of bias. Let's jump right into the reality of using AI in our daily workflows. So here's the absolute most crucial thing to remember. AI is an incredibly powerful tool, but its true value depends entirely on your underlying skill. It's kind of like a spreadsheet, right? A spreadsheet doesn't magically turn someone into a brilliant financial analyst. It just makes a good analyst faster and more accurate. AI works the exact same way in recruiting. If you use AI to draft a candidate summary without fact-checking the output, it might confidently spit out completely fabricated statistics or even invent fake citations about a candidate's past experience. That is a super common AI hallucination. It doesn't automatically remove bias or fix a broken process. It literally just amplifies whoever is using it, meaning your expertise or your existing flaws. Your baseline judgment has to be the foundation. And that baseline judgment matters so much because recruiting decisions do not happen in a vacuum. They compound over time. Think about it like a snowball rolling down a hill. One solid decision about where you source candidates or how you protect their privacy strengthens your entire system. But on the flip side, unexamined habits, like, say, always recruiting from the exact same 3 universities just because it's easy, those habits just compound our errors over time and systematically shut out incredible talent. You aren't just making one-off choices. You're building a structural pattern. Moving right along to Section 2, 3 principles for fairness, let's break down the core philosophy required to actually engineer fairness into our systems. Principle 1 is intentionality. Honestly, recruiting too often runs on pure momentum. We do things because, well, that's just how we've always done it. But intentionality means hitting the pause button. It means constantly asking ourselves, why are we doing this specific task? What exact outcome are we trying to achieve here? And most importantly, is this actually the best way to get there? This really highlights the difference perfectly. Momentum recruiting is entirely passive. You toss a job description on a standard board and just wait to see who bites. Then you evaluate them based on some vague gut feeling after a totally unstructured interview. Intentional recruiting, though, that is active. It means systematically targeting underrepresented groups you know you aren't reaching. It means structuring your interview questions so every single candidate is assessed on the exact same criteria, which allows you to document and audit your actual reasoning. And that brings us right to Principle 2. Consistency matters more than perfection. Inconsistent practices are basically a breeding ground for bias. You don't need some flawless, perfectly rigid strategy on day 1. What you actually need is a good strategy applied the same way every single time. Standardizing your phone screens or asking the same core interview questions across the board is a total game changer. It's way more important than having the perfect question. If you treat every candidate differently, you have zero baseline to tell what's actually working, and bias just creeps right into those gaps. Now think about this disparity. Say you were hiring men at a 35% rate, but women at only a 25% rate. Having that data point alone is not a solution. Simply measuring a disparity without investigating and acting on it to fix the problem, that is a massive operational failure. You have to use that insight to actually change the disparity, which leads us seamlessly into Principle 3. Principle 3 is measurement and iteration. Measurement shouldn't just be an exercise in patting yourself on the back. It's a diagnostic tool. Say you launch an initiative like blind resume screening, and your data shows it successfully boosts diversity in your interview pool. Fantastic, keep doing it. But if the data shows it didn't change a single thing, you haven't failed. Actually, you've just learned that the bias is happening somewhere else in your funnel. Maybe it's hiding in your interview questions or how hiring managers are interpreting candidate feedback. We measure so we can iterate. Okay, Section 3, avoiding implementation anti-patterns. Let's transition from the theory into the real-world traps teams fall into. As a consultant, I see what I call the 4 horsemen of failed recruiting initiatives all the time. First up, implementing without a foundation, like forcing structured interviews without actually training the interviewers. To avoid this, use a quick mental checklist to evaluate task risk versus AI capability. Is this task high stakes? Does it require complex human nuance? If the answer is yes, do not let an automated system run unchecked. Build your human foundation first. Second, as we just touched on, is measuring without acting. Third is trying to change your sourcing, your interviewing, and your whole tech stack on the exact same day. That literally just leads to burnout. Pick one single area, iterate on it, and then move on. And finally, ignoring sustainability. If you don't plan for the long haul, the minute a new recruiter joins the team, they'll just revert right back to the old biased ways of doing things. Let's move to Section 4, overcoming everyday recruiting barriers, because roadblocks are definitely going to pop up. I hear these excuses constantly. We are just too busy with our current open roles to change our process. The fix for that? Don't add a brand new meeting, just change the agenda of your existing one. Build the practice right into your current workflow. You're also going to face resistance from people who just like the old way. You win them over by starting in a low-stakes area, proving it works with real data, and building a success story. If your tech stack is practically a dinosaur, use manual workarounds to prove the concept while you lobby for an upgrade. And what if you have absolutely no historical data to audit? Well, plant the tree today. Start collecting good data right now so you're ready for future reviews. Finally, Section 5, building sustainable hiring systems. How do we actually make all of this stick for the long haul? Here is your 5-step playbook for implementation. And please, do not try to skip steps here. First, honestly map out your current state, what's working and what is totally broken. Second, prioritize based on impact and feasibility. Don't try to boil the ocean. Third, run a pilot program with just one team or one specific role. Fourth, measure the results, learn, and iterate. And finally, step 5, scale it. But remember, scaling is a lot more than just sending out a company-wide memo. Scaling means embedding the new behavior into the very DNA of your organization. A 1-hour lunch and learn is never going to be enough because people naturally revert to whatever is easiest. Sustained change demands leadership attention and real systemic accountability. It needs to be written directly into job descriptions, hard-coded into your applicant tracking system, and tied directly to performance metrics. Teams focus on what they're measured on. If you only measure time to fill, they are absolutely going to rush the process. But if you measure quality and fairness right alongside speed, you completely change the game. I want to leave you with this final provocation from our source material. Take a hard look at your own workflows. Don't stare at the whole mountain and get overwhelmed. Just pick one specific practice to make intentional today. Challenge yourself to ask why about that single step, standardize it, and measure it. You will be absolutely amazed at how refining just one critical judgment point can transform your entire hiring system. Thank you so much for joining me in this Masterclass Explainer. Now go out there and build something better.